What is up, beautiful world? How's everybody doing today? I hope you guys are having an amazing day, amazing weekend, and well, let's jump right into today's video. Today's video, we're going to be discussing how to make presets in Lightroom and then export them into Photoshop so you can use them in Photoshop. Now, if you guys look at my screen right about now, you guys can see that we're already in Photoshop, okay? I already have a preset pack made. May or may not be becoming available soon. So we have this image you guys can see right here. This is just the camera raw defaults. I don't have any edits done to this, but if you go right up here, you can see it says presets, okay? So we're gonna click on presets, and you can see my preset pack already. Now, this is a white and blue image, so I'm gonna select my white and blue preset. Now, you can see what the other ones are as well. So say you favor this one, just because it adds a little bit of warmth to the image. You could totally go with that, but I personally prefer the white and blue, just because it's a primarily white and blue image. And you can see the difference that it makes. It really, if we zoom in right about here, zoom out a little bit, you guys could see obviously that's gonna need some tidying up outside of Photoshop, but other than that, you guys could see it really makes the blues on the can pop. It gives a little bit more texture to the whites rather than it just kind of blending in here, so it gives it a little bit more texture so it doesn't really just fade away like it does over here. So if we look right over here, you guys can see it kind of just blends all together, but over here we give it a little bit more texture and it kind of pops out a bit more. You can adjust the presets even further just by coming to this thing. So now all the camera settings are loaded, so if I wanted to, I can adjust even further and just be like, okay, well, the highlights are a little too bright, we should tone those down a bit, and you can play around with them still. It's not a perfect set preset. So you can edit, again, to shift to how your image looks. So if your image has a red highlight that you want to keep in, you could just go right over here to your hue, saturation, and luminance adjustments, and you could go, okay, I have some reds in here that I really want to shift to oranges. And then, well, I want to bring up my saturation, and then let's boost the luminance. Obviously, this image has no reds, so it's not going to do anything, but you get what I'm saying, right? We're going to reset back to camera raw default. So reset to camera default. So now they're the same image again. So we're gonna cycle through here till we're back to this, and then we're gonna load our preset again. So we're gonna load the white and blue preset and open image. And just like that, my image now has the preset. So I'm gonna show you guys how to actually make a preset. Now we're gonna just load up Lightroom. I'm just gonna type this in here. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna load up Lightroom right now. And I already had a test bar of images loaded to make sure these images, like these presets, would work across a wide variety of images, if that makes sense. So as Lightroom is loading right now, it actually loaded onto the image that I wanted to show you guys and to use. So this actually works perfectly. That I can also show you guys two different things. Okay, so we're gonna go over here, and you can see I've already adjusted everything in here. So now we're back at the raw default for this image, but if you can see, we already have this image, which is called Watch This, because I do have this watch and I've shot quite a few images with it. I would say roughly 4 or 5 are on my portfolio for it. The rest just kind of float around between Instagram and Twitter when I post them, to give my Instagram or my Twitter feed something to interact with and to showcase what I'm doing with my styles and different stuff like that. But you can see we can also use this one. We could use Product Punch if we really wanted to. But this one is specifically tailored to this style of watch because it has a very specific style that I like to put with it. So we're tailored to this one. But I'm gonna show you guys how to make this. So we're gonna reset this one more time. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna come over here and you're just gonna play with all your adjustments to how you like it. So obviously I wanna increase our exposure a little. I'm gonna increase the contrast. Play around with some highlights and some shadows, the whites, the blacks. Now obviously I want to increase the bit of texture and increase some clarity. And then obviously I'm noticing we can reduce the whites a little bit over here. Reduce our highlights so they're not so bright. Just like that. And now we're just going to keep scrolling down. Push the tone curve up just to kind of smooth everything down in the shadows. Here, keep scrolling down. Now this is oranges. Browns pick up as oranges rather than reds. So we can adjust this to how we want. I kind of want a little bit rougher style of orange, and then we're gonna lighten it. And then obviously the watch face is green, so we're going to turn that more of an emerald color. We're going to darken that down so it's a nice emerald color. It does also pick up some aqua, but very, very, very little. And then the rest of the image, you can just turn all the saturations off because it won't pick them up. Like the reds, it doesn't pick up. And then yellows is just going to be that gold watch face. So we're just going to adjust that slightly to even it out, like so. Then we're going to turn on our noise reduction to kind of smooth out the inside right up here, which you guys will see. And then we can even play with our camera calibration. Like so. And then to save this, all you have to do is go over here to where it says presets. Click on this little drop down arrow. And it's gonna go create a preset. Now, I'm not gonna name it into this group. We're gonna create a new group and be test preset. So we're gonna create that new group and we're gonna put this one as watch this test. So this is gonna be the test version of watch this. And we're gonna check all so it picks up on everything we've done to this image and we're gonna hit create. Now as you can see, if we come over here, this is going to be the test preset pack, and watch this is now in here. Now if we scroll up in our preset pack, so watch this is now, the test version is now applied to this image, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hover over my other preset. So we're going to now go over the other watch this. You can see the difference. Obviously there's going to be some slight difference. They're very, very, very similar though. And this is having to recreate after I made this one a while ago. So to be able to get pretty much almost spot on correctness, other than it looks like I just needed like tweak my red colorings a little bit and we'll be fine. But other than that, we're almost spot back on with this. And what you're gonna do to now put this preset into Photoshop, what you're gonna do is you're gonna make sure your highlighted image is selected, go to the top left where it says photo, scroll down to, I believe it's the fourth, edit in, and go open as smart object in Photoshop. So now you're gonna open it as a smart object in Photoshop. If you don't already have Photoshop loaded, Photoshop will automatically load for you and then open the image. Then what you're gonna do is go over here to where it says the file name basically. You're just gonna double click on that folder. It'll bring up your camera raw settings right now. Then what you do is you go presets, click on the triple bar, and save settings. So now what you're gonna do, so you're gonna check all in here again, you're gonna hit save, and then it's gonna give you a file to name. So we're gonna come in here, we're gonna go to our settings, we're gonna go test presets, and we're gonna make this the watch this preset PSD. So now it's in a Photoshop version. So now it's just gonna prepare the smart object again. So now when we close this, we're actually gonna close Photoshop. We're not gonna save anything. Now we're gonna make sure we open Photoshop again. So I'm just gonna go down here, click on Photoshop. Obviously you don't want to have your presets not saved. You wanna make sure your computer is actually saving them. So this is actually the raw image right here, the CR image. So this is the raw image right here. As you can see, we have some like color aberrations going on in there, probably some Moira along the back edge. And you can see it's still shifted, so we're gonna go here and do reset to camera default. This is our default raw image. What we're gonna do, click back up at presets, test presets, watch this. And just like that, you now have a preset you can use in Lightroom and Photoshop, just like that. So I have all these presets here for you guys. And now we have our test preset. So now we have it in Lightroom and in Photoshop. So if you prefer to edit in Lightroom, there's a Lightroom version of it. If you prefer to edit in Photoshop, there's a Photoshop version of it. If you want to make your own presets and you want to shift away from Lightroom to Photoshop, now you know how to shift all your presets over. Simple as that. And if that doesn't work for you as well, another thing you can do is go up to Edit, scroll all the way down to where it says Presets, Import or Export Presets, and then at the top it's going to show Export or Import, and then from there all you're going to do is select Import Folder, scroll down to where you have it saved, and then you can see here, we're just going to select this, hit OK. Obviously nothing's going to come up, which is kind of worrisome, but then if we load up this image, so this is another raw image we're going to do, and we're gonna hit reset to camera raw default. Now if we come back over here, we look at our presets, and I want product punch. I really want this product to stand out. Or if I want something that's more like watch this, we can click on that one, and if it fits more to our image other than product punch, as I kind of like this one a bit better because it keeps this a little bit more orangey yellow. You can use whatever preset fits your image best by just scrolling through them and seeing which ones works. High con car, which is a high contrast for car photography. Cool tone and skin doesn't work. It's still going to preserve some of the skin tones, but it's more or less meant for a cooler or a colder image. Low light retro isn't going to work either. Summer sunset, that's for a portrait photography style. But watch this does work for this one, as well as product punch. And it's just like that. Now you have all your presets here, and we even have our test presets here as well. So I hope this did help you guys, and I hope you guys learn how to make your presets. If not, I'll let you guys know on Twitter at barelyfit. Although I do have a Twitter at ACL__photo. If you guys want to follow me on either of those, I'll put my ats down in the description for you guys to go check out. But other than that, I hope this video did help you guys, and hope you guys learned how to make presets. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys in the next Studio Saturdays, and we'll spice things up a bit next time. Thanks for tuning in. If you guys did enjoy the video and this did help you, drop that like, hit that subscribe button, or just keep coming around every Saturday. Peace out.